Hi everyone, welcome to another table talk. So if you watched my my last video, my sort of Happy New Year 2019 ParkJet style, I talked about some projects that I'm looking at working on for 2019. So I got thinking a little bit more about that. One of the projects that I was looking at working on was sort of a step-by-step build video of RC Power's SU-34 version 5, which is kind of a trainer aerobatic plane. So I got and the other project was to build another modified RC Power's SU-30 version 4. So I'm going to have a ton of links down in the comments below, so I highly encourage you pause the video at any time, go down and check out all those links, or check them out after you watch this. I'll have where you can get the plans now. New ownership of RC Powers now has all the RC Powers plans up and available on the RC Powers website, so I'll have links to that. So here was my thinking. I thought I would sort of combine two projects into one. The SU-30 version SU-34 version 5 probably wouldn't really be my bag of an airplane. I'm not shameless to say I'm not a real big fan of ParkJets with canards, so I probably would have just built it for the step-by-step build series and then recycled it. So this way I sort of actually kill more birds with one stone. So I thought back, I'm just going to put this little beauty down here. I thought back over a lot of the questions and comments that I get asked by email, on my YouTube channel, through my blog, that sort of thing. And I thought that I would hopefully be able to give a bigger bang for the buck by building this plane. I mean, score and fold techniques are score and fold techniques. It doesn't matter whether you're a basic beginner builder, intermediate, advanced, whatever. Sometimes I don't think there's a whole lot of difference between intermediate and advanced, to be quite honest with you. I mean, these planes are not that terribly difficult to build. In fact, the SU-30 version 4, it's one of the things that I really like about it, is that it is a very straightforward build. So one of the things that I get asked a lot is, how do I go about resizing the plans so that I can downsize a plane? So I'm gonna include that. I use PC, Windows PC, and there's a couple of different ways with the tiled and untiled plans actually that you can print them off on your home computer and be able to size them kind of to whatever I've never sized up, I've only ever sized down, but I'll go through the process of how I use that, because that's a question that I get asked quite often. Another thing is I'll go through sort of my background or my philosophy on why I do mods and how I do mods or modifications. Obviously I'm building this plane for me to fly, so some of the things that I'm going to do may not necessarily suit your building style, flying environment, that sort of thing. So please keep that in mind. I'm not trying to force my way of doing things down anybody's throat. But I do get a lot of questions on how and why I do modifications on my ParkJets. Also, because this is built primarily from Dollar Tree foam or Adams Ready board, except for the bottom part here, the nacelles and the vertical stabilizers, which are made out of Depron. I get a lot of questions about building with Dollar Tree foam. I mean, there's lots of people that have tons more experience of building with it than I do, but I've built a lot of planes now with Dollar Tree foam, and I have quite a bit of experience, lessons learned to pass on. And especially for those of us in North America now that RC foam has shut down, and getting foams like Depron and things like that are pretty much next to impossible now. There's still model plane foam available, which is also a good build product, but sometimes for some of us the shipping costs for that can be seriously prohibitive, and if you have a Dollar Tree or a source of Adams Ready board close to where you live, it's a pretty inexpensive way to build a ParkJet. So I'll go over some of that as well. If you've followed my YouTube channel for a while now and my blog, I've switched pretty much all my planes now over to using quad racing motors, you know, lightweight, super powerful quad racing motors. This bad boy here has an RC InPower 2306-2750, which is a seriously powerful quad racing motor. But there are some adaptations that you need to make to a standard prop and slot park jet like that one to be able to fit a quad motor in there without any problems. So I'm going to talk about those because I do get questions on those. I mean, I think, you know, quad racing motors, you know, you have such a great selection of sizes, power, setups, price, that sort of thing, a lot of which I've reviewed, and again, I'll have that stuff linked down below. So I'll talk about that. Setting up controls, I'm actually going to set it up with FlySky FSI 6 transmitter, which you know, it's kind of beginner level, entry level, very, very inexpensive. I've been using one now for well over 6 months, and you know, really impressed with it for the price. So I'll go over my setup on that. I've also done videos already on how I've set up you know, a 6-servo park jet with that. So again, I'll have that stuff linked down below. You can look at that. A little bit on how I do finishing and painting. This one is obviously pretty pretty basic. I just did this one with Magic Marker. Actually, this bad boy now has 372 flights on it. That's just crazy. I'm hoping I can get to 500. You know, if it holds together for the winter, I'm going to give it the summer off. But I did do a little bit of finishing, you know, some filling here in some of the grooves just to make it super smooth. So that's another thing that I get asked about a lot, is how I finish and paint my planes. So I'll be doing that. And then I'll go through, you know, my first couple of flight sessions and how I get the plane dialed in just exactly the way that I like it. I've already done a video sort of on my whole process of doing a maiden flight with a park jet and how I go through, you know, getting the thing dialed in. So I'll have that link down below. So anyway, that sort of like I mentioned, probably with if I built the SU-30 version 4, SU-34 version 5, it was probably going to be a plane I wasn't going to fly long term, and I didn't really see the purpose in doing that. I wasn't planning on building that out of Dollar Tree foam. I was just going to build that out of model plane foam. So I think this way, hopefully, you know, I'll cover a lot more bases. It'll be a step-by-step build series of videos similar to what I did with the MiG-29 version 1, sort of the beginner. So what I'm actually, you know, this video is probably going to be up for a month, I would say more like a couple of months before I actually get into that build series. So if you have any questions, any input, any feedback, something that you'd like to see me do or include in the build series, please leave a comment down below. Send me a message on YouTube, on my blog, whatever. I'll also post my the email address that I use that's associated with my blog if you feel more comfortable sending me an email. I can't guarantee that I will do what you ask, but you know, if there's something that you know, you're looking for help on, I have done some basic how-to videos, like how to put reinforcement in foam, how I do my hinges and stuff like that. Again, that'll be linked down below. But yeah, part of this is I'm looking for your input and feedback if there's something that you'd like to see me do. So again, I can't guarantee you that I will do it or I'm able to do it, but I will certainly do my best. So, excuse me. Yeah, so there we go. So that's kind of my my change of plan. I think it'll streamline my my process of doing things, and hopefully will give you know, the biggest bang for the buck with all of the different techniques and things. Again, there are a zillion and one ways. You know, you're only limited with these park jets, I think, by your imagination. And that's one of the great things about it is, you know, foam is pretty cheap, and you can experiment and modify and change things to your heart's content without spending a whole lot of money. So yeah, so there we go. I didn't mention in my last video, obviously I had a good year, but my one epic fail was to clean up my workbench here. I think it's actually gotten worse, but oh well. I still know where most of the stuff is. So yeah, so there we go. Please, if you do have any input, feedback, post it down below. Send me an email. However, get in contact with me through the RC Powers forum, whatever. And you know, we can have a discussion on whether or not I include it. So as I said, the series of videos won't start probably for a month, couple of months, as I've got some other projects I want to get out of the way. But I just wanted to mention that change, since I just put that other video out less than a week ago. So thanks very much for watching. Blue skies, calm winds to everyone. Park jet noise, the other sound of freedom, baby. Take care.